Start. Check, 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 check. Okay, it's on now. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Now that my mic is on, is it? Yes, it's after 6. Is it 6 o'clock? Okay, yeah. Don't nobody want to hang out with me today? Don't nobody want to hang out with me today? It's 6 o'clock. I guess ain't nobody gonna hang out with me today. I guess everybody said, hey man, I ain't hanging out with Tim. I see here learning shit. I see Jim. Hey man, let's just get to it, man. Everybody say, man, forget Tim, man. I ain't hanging out with Tim today. I ain't hanging out with Tim today, man. I don't know what Tim got going on. It's Friday. Just got paid. It's Friday night. Hey man. Now, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Man, if this is your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome, but give you a nice hearty. Well, thank you for always tuning into Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Arania Grande. That's your big spot if you don't hablo Espanol. And you are in tune to another episode of I ain't got the right picture up there. I don't have the right picture up there. I don't have the right picture up there. The intraday price action recap. Get out of the way, let Timmy Rogers, so they can see the whole screen. The intraday price action recap. You feel me? And I need to give y'all my disclaimer. I don't have my disclaimer up. I need to give y'all my disclaimer because I didn't have it up the first time. Right? And since y'all already seen it, we might as well talk about it. Since y'all already seen it, let's talk about the Conquering the Asian session, man. Conquer the Asian session workshop. Coming to you soon. Be available for purchase on April the 1st. Via what? The link will be shared with the Gang Gang. Non-Gang Gang members, the link will be shared on April the 8th. Right? The workshop itself will commence on May the 12th through May the 23rd. I mean, May the 12th through May the 23rd. It will be on sale from April the 1st for Gang Gang members, April the 8th for non-Gang Gang members, until April the 30th, or until it sells out. There's only 25 slots available. So it will be on sale from the 1st of April to the 30th of April, or until all the slots sell out. There will be pre-recorded videos that will be your prerequisites that you need to have studied prior to May the 12th. These prerequisites, it's refreshers for those who are aware of the ICT concepts. It's a nice introduction for those who are not aware of the ICT concepts. It's things that I behoove you to have under your belt as we go into the workshop on May the 12th, when we start studying price every night from the 12th, every weeknight from the 12th through the 28th, from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? The prerequisites, the educational material will be self-paced. You take it at your own leisure and be ready to go on May the 12th, right? There will be some pop-ups between once it goes on sale and May the 12th. right? In case anybody has any questions, right? Any burning questions, because you will have access to the Discord. You won't have unless you're already in the Discord, right? You'll have access to whatever you have access now. But if you're not in the Discord, you'll have access to the Conquering the Asian session portion of the Discord, right? So there will be, you know, communication back and forth between us via that way for the, you know, the duration of the workshop, right? Well, from when you purchase up until the end of the workshop, right? There's no afterwards like I did with the boot camp. There's no, you know, one-on-ones afterwards like I did with the boot camp and all of that. But this right here is just a focused thing for those who can't, you know, participate in the market during the New York session because they are working, because they have other things going on, whatever. That's what we're doing with the Conquer the Asian session, right? And depending on how this go, and depending on if there's a need for it, then we will do a Conquer the London session. For gang members, it's $100. For non-gang members, it's $250. Again, I'm doing it at a lower rate than I did with the boot camp because it's self-paced learning. I'm not, you know, the only teaching I'm going to be doing is via pre-recorded videos, right? I'm not, it's like the boot camp was live one-on-one every single day for a month. It was every single day, Monday through Friday for a month. At night, we was live together talking about something. The next morning, we was hot and heavy in the price action looking for it. The next night, we doing something. The next morning, it was every day, one-on-one. That's why the boot camp was more expensive than the Conquered Asian session. This one here is self-paced, right? Self-paced. Non-gang, $250. Gang members, $100. Only 25 slots available. Gang, hey, light skinned Deborah back. Gang is April 1st. The link will be available. Non-gang members, April 8th, the link will be available. If I don't have all of the educational videos done by April the 1st, I will release them as they get done throughout, you know what I'm saying, until they all get finished, right? Ain't gonna be no whole slew of it. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be some PD array videos. It's gonna be some stuff about PD array, stuff about order flow, stuff about entry models, stuff, just, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be focused. It's gonna be like how the boot camp was kind of focused. Like the boot camp was like a more focused version of the art of reading price action. Conquer the Asian session is going to be an even more focused version, right? It's like we're sprinting now. We're sprinting. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? Let me share my screen. All right, let me share my screen. And when I share my screen, I'm going to ask the question. All right, look at there. We got down there to that sell side. When did we hit that sell side? Oh, man, look at that. We hit that sell side right at the end of the bell. So right here on this, man, look at that. We hit that sell side at 454. We hit it at 454. Jimbo. Look at that, Jimbo.
Yeah, I see that.
We tapped into that sell side. No, it ain't that one. I thought it was that same one. That's a different sell side I got marked out. This the one that we was talking about this morning, but it's a different one that I had marked out. Let me see which one it is I got marked out there. Why did that line just disappear? This is the one. I thought it was the one that we was talking about this morning, that weekly low that you was talking about on the live stream today. Man, shout out Jim, man. Shout out. Oh, wait a minute. I ain't got my sound effects up. I ain't got my sound effects up. Why y'all didn't tell me I ain't have my sound effects up? All right, there we go. Shout out Jim, man. Y'all clap it up for Jim in the chat, man. You on your way to the W2? All right, then be safe. If you're on your way to the W2, how are you putting stuff in the chat? That's not really safe. Y'all clap it up for Jim in the chat, man. Jim be pulling up on the tape reading sessions and be like giving us the analysis on the market, telling us what we need to be looking for during that session. And I want to applaud him because, one, it take a heap of freaking courage to open up your mouth and say what you think this price gonna do in front of people. It take a lot of courage, right? It take a lot of courage to even admit it to yourself, because like I always say, one of the scariest things in this world is that hard right edge on this price chart right here, right? Don't nobody know what's coming around that corner right there, right? That's the scariest place in the world. And Jim say, hey, Tim, hey, when we do the lives, is it okay, you know what I'm saying, if we work on this, me just trying to understand the narrative. I'm trying to separate what I want from what I see. And he pull up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, phenomenal job. Out the park with no hesitation. Hit it dead on the head. Tuesday, phenomenal job. Out the park. Why? Because on Tuesday, it wasn't anything clear. It wasn't anything clear. We had to deep dive into the price to get a narrative, right? And don't get me wrong, you don't build the narrative from bottom up, but there was nothing clear on the higher time frames because we was at a place where we needed to wait. So we had to dive down to see what was going on in price at that moment. Today, it was the battle between what he want and what he see. Still was a phenomenal job because nothing was forced. It was like, hey, this is what I see. This is what I want. Phenomenal job. And I thought we was on the same page. Everybody else was like, Tim, you tripping. Jim said this and you said that. We don't. And when we went back and read the tape, I was wrong. I was wrong. We wasn't on the same sheet of music. I was wrong, but he still did a phenomenal job today, right? Because he saw what the price was offering, and it's just that this is what he wanted, right? So it wasn't the thing where he got it wrong because he said, hey, this is what I see, but this is what I kind of want, right? So shout out Jim, man. Shout out Jim for pulling up. Okay, Jim is the gang member of the week. Jim, hey, you're an officer and a gentleman, and I salute you with both hands, Jim. It take a lot of freaking courage to do that, people. It take a lot of freaking, hey, yo, you got a ghost. Oh, I know what happened. I was trying to change the thing, and it was still on that screen. And so that's why I did that. All right. I was trying to change this right here. Okay, it must be.
Well, I want to say if anyone else wants to try doing that, I don't mind if someone else tries it because that's the way we learn the best.
Everybody's just gonna stand back and not say nah. We tried that before. We wanted I was like, somebody pull up and tape read. One person pulled up and did a tape read, and I think it might have been Rhonda. I'm not sure if it was, I can't remember. I think it was Rhonda, but one person pulled up and did the tape read, and it was supposed to be like one person, you know what I'm saying, each week. Nobody else stepped up. Okay, there, that's the low right there. That's the low. Yes, Rhonda did it. That's the low that I had marked out right there. I didn't mark. This is the low that we was talking about right there this morning, Jim. We was like that weekly low is the next low. That's the low there. I marked that low out, right? I marked that low out because I wanted to see price reach into that, even if it did not want to reach into that, because that was the low that we was looking at. All this time had been the protected low. So that's why I marked that. I thought it was the same low when I was zoomed out like this, but it wasn't. It was the low just above it. All right. And we finally made it down to it. Right. We finally made it down to it. Now, with that being said, right, let's put it on 15-minute candles. And this is the start of the week. The 20, yes, the 20. This is the new week opening gap there. So that's the start of our week there. Okay. And looking at the price action, right? Y'all already know what I'm gonna ask. Looking at this week's price action, all right? Y'all already know what I'm gonna ask. Set this to that's a daily candle. Look at that daily candle right there. Right, there's our weekly candle right there. There's our weekly candle right there. All right, looking at our weekly candle, looking at the day's price action, looking at the weekly candle. Was this week a power of 3 week? Right, this is our new week opening gap. It's a bullish new week opening gap. So this right here is our weekly open. Here, Learner Chef said almost, but no bottom wick. Are you absolutely positively sure? What's toughness, son? How was the thing? Did y'all stay for the whole game or y'all just shot and then left? Say again. Open the door. Open the door. What that? Oh, I mean, I thought you were standing right there.
No, I was talking as I was walking as I talking. Nice.
What y'all just like shot a little bit of stuff like going
nah,
there?
He studied the game. His I guess somebody he does
Oh, you went over that side. Why you went over there? Just pacing around, just walking around.
You know how to get fidgety.
Yeah.
I got something. Hello, chat.
Chat, what said hello?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another banger.
Pew, 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 pew. Banger.
Today we're gonna be making all types of plays.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Hello. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another banger. Another banger. That's what I get. All right, I'm gonna eat my fries. You know the TV?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, was it the power of 3 week?
I'm going to say yes, it was.
Jim says yes. Venus says power of 3 is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Does it have to have a wick? All right. It don't have to have a wick. Right? It don't have to have a wick, but we do have a tiny wick right there. Right? Right? You don't have to have a wick to run into some type of distribution, right? Distribution is just offset in positions at a old high or low, right? And as we come into this old low right here, we see a pop back up. So you know that positions are being offset or distributed at this time, right? We get that little move right there, right? And then we continue down. What do we always say? The algorithm cares not about our man-made stops. It don't care that we said, okay, at this time, we're going to halt. We're going to take a break. It cares not that at that time, it's time for us to take a break. So when we're looking at power of three, right? We're looking at accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, right? We opened here, right? We opened, went up, made a high, right? Came back down, right? Traded back above the open, and then we traded back down, made a low, and then we closed right there off of that low today, right? We closed right there off of that low today. Now, what makes this right here the manipulation phase, right? Because traders were lured in the wrong direction. They were lured bullish, and then they were quickly raked across the coals here. We talked about that today on the tape reading stream, how price quickly moved down past this whole Wednesday during the New York session. The algorithm erased everything that it did on Monday and Tuesday, right? Everything that it did on Monday and Tuesday, erased it all in the New York session on Wednesday, right? And then once we raked everybody across the coals that got long and may have had stops sitting below this low right here, right? After raking them out right there, drop down one more time for anybody who was trying to play the long side again here. First of all, force people in who want to take a breakout, came back up, raked them over the coals, taking out that high, right? One more time, insult to injury, taking out anybody that was trying to long again. One more time, anybody playing a breakout after seeing this drop, rake them across the coals by taking them out again, hitting their stops there. And then right now we're above the opening price. This is where smart money is getting short, right? First of all, smart money got short there, right? Offset some positions here. Price popped back up, got short there, right? Offset some positions down here, right? So smart money getting long above the open, and getting short above the open and above a high, right? Getting long, short above a high, right? And above the open, and coming down here and distributing positions below lows, right? We got all these lows under here where we're distributing positions below lows, okay? So power of 3 week, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, right? You accumulate positions at or near the open, right? We're accumulating here, right? We manipulate up, right? Then we come down and distribute below a low, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, power of 3. All right, so power of 3 week. Don't what's going on, Empire Trades? Don't add stuff to, like when they talk about the word, don't add to or take away, right? Don't add to or take away. There's nothing that says, oh, it has to be a wick. It has to be a long wick. It has to be no, we're looking for accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, no matter if it's up or down. That's what we're looking for. All right. And we simplify it by saying that we open, make a high, make a low, and then close off of the low. Or we open, make a low, make a high, and close off of the high. That's how we simplify it, right? we simplify, but what's taking place is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. All right. Everybody tracking that, tracking. Good. Now that we see that we had us a power of 3 week, okay. Now that we see we had us a power of 3 week, let's squanch up the chart and just look at it on this 15-minute time frame and see what we did day by Sanjay. Man, I ain't seen Sanjay in a month of Sundays. What's going on, Sanjay? Let's look at what we did day by day. All right, so it's marking it at the midnight times. All right, it marked the days at the midnight times. No, that's 12 p.m. What time is it marking this? That's 12 p.m. 12 p.m. So it's marking it at 12 p.m. New York time, 9:30 to 12 p.m. I'm trying to see if I know if I can adjust this here. Day of the week at the bottom. Monthly equities. I don't know. I don't know why they got this like in the middle of the thing like that. But, I don't like that. That's dumb. So let's look at this one and let's see if we could. Let's do this right here. So I'll do this from. Let's do this right here from 6 to 12. Let's do that to 6 to 12. So we'll know that's the Asian session. And then that's the end of the day. All right. So this is the start of the day. And the next one is the start of the next day at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So we'll do it like that. Open up my window again. Okay. So we open up over here on Sunday evening. Right. And like we said, we took off. Right. We took off trading all the way back up to that. Let's do this. Before we look at the intraday times, let's go here and look at where we are in price and then recap the week. Okay, so looking at our weekly time frame, right? Looking at our weekly time frame. The weekly time frame as of this point right now is no longer in the middle of the road, right? And has switched well, I ain't gonna say switched, right? It's no longer in the middle of the road and has shown that the sell program is still intact. Right? Is there anybody that's confused as to why I say it's no longer in the middle of the road and has shown that the sell program is still intact? Question: if we distribute it today, can it continue to distribute on Monday? I don't understand what you're asking. How are you? What are you using the word distribute to refer to? What are you using distribute to refer to? Is there anybody who does not understand what I mean when I say that we're no longer in the middle of the road, and it has, I mean, the power of three, there's no such thing as continuing to distribute. That don't exist. That don't exist. Continuing to distribute does not exist. Are you asking, can we continue to go down? If price is showing you that it's in the sale program, then yes, you can continue to go down, right? How do you go down? It depends on where price is in the in the um in the delivery scheme, right? Are you in the expansion phase where you expanding to the delivery? Are you in the consolidation phase? Are you in the retracement phase? Or where are you in the phase? So if you're in a consolidation phase, you may get a retracement the opposite way before reversing and expanding. It just depends on where you are in the scheme of delivery. So that's why it's more complicated than can we keep distributing. That doesn't, keep distributing don't exist, right? So nobody popped up saying they don't understand it, but we are no longer in the middle of the road, and the sale program is still intact on the weekly. So right now, the weekly and the monthly, right? The monthly, we said the monthly is bullish, right? On the old contract, we had traded into this order block, right? On the new contract, we have not hit this order block yet, right? We had traded into the wick of the order block. On this contract, there's no wick, right? Just body to body, there's the order block there, right? So on this contract, we have reason for price to continue coming down here, right? Why is that? Because we are coming down to this reclaimed fair value gap, right? Where's consequent encroachment? Consequent encroachment of this reclaimed fair value gap is here, right? We got reason to keep coming down, right? And we still have this order block down here. Yes, we've traded into the order block there. We've traded into the order block there, right? And now we've traded away and we've coming back to this reclaimed fair value gap. But on the monthly, we still have a reason to come there, right? And the monthly is bullish. We're just retracing, right? So the monthly time frame is bullish and we're retracing. So the buy program, the bullish signatures, right? The bullish signatures that we have pointed out over the last couple weeks, like here when we respected the weekly order block, here when we respected the weekly order block and the weekly fair value gap both weeks, right? And then this week, as we start to trade back up, right? All of those bullish signatures switching to that buy program, right? Went along with the bearish narrative of drawing back into this weekly fair value gap, right? So all of that went along with that. So it's not, that's why a long time ago, y'all used to hear me say, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the it's all about the draw. Bias is a hussy and she for the street, right? Because we switched from a bearish to a bullish bias until we got here to our ARP. Once we got to our ARP, right, we switched back to a bearish bias, right? And for anybody who, you know what I'm saying, think we may be swelling, right? Gang, no, on Monday, when Jim came through with hard hitting analysis, what was our draw? This right here. We were bullish. We was looking for reasons to buy, right? We was looking for reasons to buy coming into Monday, right? On Tuesday, we were looking for reasons to sell, right? On Wednesday, I said Tuesday, on Wednesday, we were looking for reasons to sell, right? Jim came through with a hard hitting analysis again. Today, right, we was looking for reasons to sell, right? So once we got here, right, we were looking for reasons to sell. Why? Because the signatures that we were given, right? And we pointed out today that even though we were still up here around the middle of the road, we were in a sale program and we hadn't reached the liquidity yet. So we were looking for reasons to sell, right? So in the beginning of the week, we was looking for reasons to buy. Middle of the week, we was looking for reasons to sell. End of the week, we was looking for reasons to sell, right? And now we're here. Each day, mapped it out before it happened, and there it is. It came to fruition. Before this even happened here, we said we was looking for the daily inversion fair value gap to support us and take us up, right? Longer term, for the bullish signatures to play out, you want to see this become an inversion fair value gap, but we got to allow for this to do its job first, right? The daily held like a champ, became an inversion fair value gap. When we got to the higher time frame, the higher time frame said, not in my house, right? This PD array, its job is to send us back to that low right there, right? What's in the way of that, right? This fair value gap, this order block, and then that monthly fair value gap that's down there. That's what's in the way of that, right? That's what's in the way of getting back to that low. Okay, so right now, the sale program is still intact on the weekly, right? On the daily, the sale.
So on the weekly,
uh-huh.
even though it's been on the sell program for quite some time, long term it's still bullish. Is that right? Because we haven't
Yes,
broken the
long term.
low.
Yes, long term it's still bullish, right? But right now it's in a sell program because we're in this deep retracement, right? So, this is our complete range right here, right? That's our entire range. All of this here, internal, all of this is internal liquidity for the complete range that we're in right now, right? Remember when we was talking about when we was just hovering right here, we were just consolidating that equilibrium. When we was on the daily time frame, right? We was like, we just hovering in this area right there. And that was like right at equilibrium of the overall price range right there, right? So that's our overall dealing range that we're looking at right now. And all we've done is just come back down into a discount. And so we're here we got a weekly order block here, right? As of now, we're still respecting this weekly order block, right? We're still respecting it. Okay. The sale program is still intact. This right here, this retracement back into this gap here. We talked about this earlier too, right? Based off of the sale program that's going on right now, right? We got a breakaway gap and we got a potential measuring gap, right? And looking at the measuring gap, right? We said that if that is to be used as a true measuring gap, price could come all the way to there, right? Price could come all the way to there if this is to be used as a true measuring gap, right there. Price can come all the way to this internal liquidity. And if price goes to that internal liquidity, if we look at the OG of all OGs, right? Who know what the OG of all OGs is? The OG price action entry strategy, ICT entry strategy. What's the OG ICT entry model? Who know what the OG ICT entry model is? Doesn't require any PD arrays or anything. Just a narrative, right? Just a narrative.
I thought it was OTE.
OTE. Shout out here to learn and share. Shout out Jim. OTE. The OG ICT entry model. Look at OTE and look at that. Boom. That'll give us almost a 79% retracement going down to that low, right? This is for ICT OTE strategy. This is the sweet zone right here, right? Let me take a square here. For those who don't know about ICT concepts all that well, And for those who will be inside the Conquer the Asian session, one of the strategies that we're going to look at is OTE. And the reason why we're going to look at OTE is because it doesn't require you to have a knowledge of the PD arrays per se. All you need is the narrative. All you need is the narrative and time and price. The narrative, time, and price. That's all you need. Now, full disclosure, I'm good at using OTE during the New York session because it's narrative, time, and price. Now, moving it to the Asian session, right? The time that the Asian session does things, right? It's probably going to be a little bit different than the New York session, but the way we're going to apply it is based off of when the bulk of the volatility comes in. That's why we're watching price from 8 to 9:30, right? That window, right? Because with the New York session, you're with OTE, you're looking at it from like 8:30 in the morning till 11, right? That's when the bulk of, so 8:30 after the news embargo, 9:30 open, 11 o'clock, that's going into the London close. You see what I'm saying? That's when that bulk of the volume is. So we're just translating that over, but I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so OTE is going to be one of the models that we look at, and I'll have some videos about OTE inside the educational material. All right, I should have did that a different color. All right, so now I can put this back on CE. That right there is the sweet spot. That is the OTE area. I'm gonna say OTE zone. I'm just gonna say OTE zone, but you don't use this as far as zones, right? You got a distinct area. And if we look at, I'm gonna put this back on and I'm gonna let you see the Fibonacci settings, right? OTE, right? I open this up. These are the Fibonacci settings, right? So with this one here, it'll be like a 0.075. That's the exact number that Michael uses right there, right? I always have it on like I'll have it on like 0.7, but it's like 0.70 and it's 70 and a half. That's what his thing is. So that's the exact number that he uses right there. So you're looking to enter at a 62, a 70.5, or a 79, right? Those are the fib settings for the OTE retracement, right? This is the sweet spot. I say OTE zone because this is the range where you're looking to enter, right? But you're not looking to enter arbitrarily throughout here. You're looking to enter at the 62% retracement, and it'll be whatever price that is, right? Prices are there. Prices. It says on the right. Oh, they're right there. I'm tripping, right? So if it came back down to 19,290 and a quarter, that's where your limit order is. 18,826 and a half, that's where your limit order is. 18,363 even, that's where your limit order is, right? And for all of them, your stop will be down here at 17,217 and a half, right? Based off of this monthly, a weekly chart right here, right? But if you look at this right here, and going back to what Jim was saying, all of this right here is a retracement just to buy, right? All of that's a retracement just to buy, because this is the optimum trade entry for getting long off of a retracement for this entire range right here, right? For this entire range right here. Okay. And I'll get more into I'll get more into like actual using OTE in the educational videos for the conquering the Asian session, right? That ain't, I don't want to turn that into this because y'all know how I get. I just get to talking and run off on the plug twice, right? So we still got some internal sell side liquidity that can easily be taken and still be part of a just a retracement based off our dealing range that we're in right now, right? Based off our dealing range that we're in right now. Speaking of retracement from the highest high, right, to where we closed today, we're 14.6% down, right? So we're almost 15% off the high. We're still in correction territory for the NASDAQ. Well, for the NQ. I said the NASDAQ, but yeah, NASDAQ futures for the NQ. We're still in correction territory for the NASDAQ futures. Okay. Again, we're still respecting the weekly order block, right? Respecting the weekly order block. This right here, after this right there, there's nothing down here but liquidity, right? This is the last PD array, right? Ain't nothing else down here but liquidity. Well, there is some. This is such old price action, right? I won't even try to pretend like I'm gonna expect to know what this is on this contract, because that's back in forever ago, 2024. That's back in the beginning of 2024. This contract just became active like not too recently. It just became active like maybe a week or so ago, right? So there's after this, there's nothing but liquidity down here on the weekly time frame, right? Let's show that monthly fair value gap so we can get a sense of where it is. So we got our monthly fair value gap, and then we got, and this right here is just the body of the order block. I had this order block marked out, if I ain't mistaken. Yes, I did right there. Yeah. All right. So let's show this stuff so we can see it lower. All right. So don't need this no more, right? This is our OTE zone there, right? Like we said, we got 62%. I guess we do need that. We got the 62%, the 70.5, and the 79%, right? Let's extend this to the right. Right. So we are just at OTE. So if we come down and take this liquidity, right, that'll be just giving us a 62% OTE retracement, because OTE retracement is at 19,290 and a quarter, right? Today we closed at 19,361, right? So that's what, like 70, that's like 70 something points of down to get to the OTE, right? What's that? 71 and a quarter points away from that OTE entry, right? 71 points away from that OTE entry. So like I say, you always want to know what invalidates the buy model. What invalidates the, I'm not the buy model, the buy program. What invalidates the overall buy program, because we said we switched to a sell program because the monthly has a reason to come down here. So this switching to the sell program is expected, it's warranted, it's what we want to see. Why? So that we can get back into a discount and get back down here where there's an opportunity to buy, be it optimum trade entry, be it order block, be it turtle soup below a low, right? Whatever your entry model of choice is it trading off of a mitigation block, a breaker? Is it waiting for the completion of a market maker sell model and getting some kind of confirmation and getting in on a low risk buy or a first stage reaccumulation or something, whatever your model is, right? You want it to come back to a discount. All right. So sale program still intact on the weekly, right? We're no longer in between the tail of two cities on the weekly, right? On the daily, right? The sale program is still intact on the daily, right? We were in between the tail of two cities. We got the expansion up, right? Once we got the expansion up, we said if we were not trading into a weekly SIBI, this would be the place to try to buy. But since we traded into a weekly SIBI, you don't want to try to buy against a higher time frame PDU rate. And thank goodness we follow the signatures based off of the hierarchy. Why? Because if you would have bought calls here, you would be deep underwater right now, going right? You would be underwater right now. Okay. Now, the sale program is still intact with the daily chart, right? So now, since the buy program and sell program is, well, I'm getting into projections now. We're not going to get into projections, but we just want to catch up with where we are because we have been talking about this every day, right? If price does this, then it should do that. If price does this, then it should do that, right? We talked about all of this. We talked about going up into this, and then we talked about coming back out of this, right? So there we are. Now we've come all the way back out of it, and we are a stone's throw away from that weekly low. That's that weekly low right there that we was talking about, Jim. I thought we hit it today, but we hit this low that I have marked out. That's that old weekly low right there. We're a stone's throw away from that old weekly low. Okay. Now, two ways you can look at this now, right? Since it's on any time frame, really, but with a daily time frame, right? Now that we have come up here to this weekly PD array, right? And we're dropping back down, right? Now, remember what we said for the bearish argument, right? For the bearish argument, right? If this is a true, if this is going to be used as a breakaway gap, I mean, a measuring gap, right? If this is going to be used as a measuring gap, then we could be coming there, right? We could be coming there if that's going to be used as a measuring gap. So for the bearish argument, right? Like we said, after this weekly, there's nothing down here but liquidity, right? What liquidity are we looking at? That low right there, right? We already said this right here job is to push us here, right? Why? Because we retrace back, right? This is our entry leg, right? And then we come down. That's the low hanging fruit, and then that's the liquidity below the PD array that's supposed to keep us up. So we can come in there, sweep the liquidity, and still respect this. That's why I say it's this job to push us there, right? We can come in, sweep that liquidity, and still respect this. Now, if this is to be used as a measuring gap, then this would be where you ultimately want to see price get to. So with that being said, once we come here, on the daily, right? Once we come here on the daily, we've traded up and we've come back down, right? When we take out this low here, right, that gives us a Judas swing, right? But the way we take this low is what you want to watch at this point right here. If we take this low and reject it and start giving bullish signatures, right, then this, especially if we take it and take off, then that would be that wig snatcher, right? That would be that wig snatcher. Why is that? Because with the being used as a measuring gap, right? We can come down here, touch that, and then turn back right back around and go, right? And that will still keep the overall buy program alive, overall bullish thesis alive. That will align with the higher time frame being bullish and trading down into, right, that monthly order block. Something's missing. All right, there we go. Okay. God dog it. I put it on the week. So this is that monthly bullish fair value gap, right? That's the monthly bullish fair value gap. So if we came down here, let's just say we got one day to go. So let's just say on Monday, we actually close below this right here and create an inversion fair value gap again, right? Let's see if it's that again. Well, create an inversion fair value gap. I said again, but create it for the first time, right? Create an inversion fair value gap. We still have a reason for the monthly to continue down, right? We got an order block down here, and then we can still take that and then still respect that order block on a monthly time frame, right? Still got reasons for the higher time frame to come down there. Again, you always want to know what invalidates the buy program, the sell program. All right. Um, yes. And looking at that, right? So you come here, right? You come near, break the low. If we get a forceful foot push through there, remember that's the higher time frame liquidity, right? That you're looking at. So how you take this is what you're looking at to see if you're going to be afforded an opportunity to participate down to there, right? Or if we're just going to take it and reject it immediately, right? You're looking at how you take that liquidity, like going forward. Okay, so that's where we are with the different time frames. Now, let's just look at price on a 15-minute real quick because we've been here for an hour. Right, we'll look at price on a 15-minute for a minute. Monday's price action. We started here on Sunday, right? Traded up, back up into the bearish fair value gap on the weekly, right? Was anticipating trading up into this higher prices, right? Gave it to us beautifully, right? Then Tuesday, right? We kind of consolidated here for a while, and then as we moved into the London, got a little dip down below the sell side, took out sell side liquidity, got a quick Judas swing there. So during the London, we dropped down, took out sell side, displaced up, right? And then coming into the New York, we pulled back into the range, right? Looked like we came down into the breaker. Yes, traded down into the breaker, and then proceeded up higher. Eventually, at the end of the day, closing out all the way close up there to consequent encroachment of the bearish fair value gap, right? Opened up on Wednesday's trading, right? Consolidated up there at consequent encroachment, start to make our way down, right? And then it was a slow trek down on Wednesday throughout London. It was just a slow bleed down, right? Pretty efficiently trading, taking out a little buy side there at during the London, right? Just a slow bleed down, and then going into the New York kill zone, traded up, created relative equal highs, didn't take out the highs. So we've been slowly um, respecting the sell program, right? Remember we said on Monday we were looking for reasons to buy, right? On Wednesday we was looking for reasons to sell, right? And we sold off like gangbusters, right? Then Thursday was kind of a back and forth day. This was the day where they made you pay for chasing price to the downside, right? This is the day where they made you pay for chasing price to the downside. As you see, right? This was that mix of high resistance and seek and destroy, right? We talked about this yesterday. This when they made you pay the price for chasing price to the downside, right? Then we came into Friday's trading, right? Nice consolidation all the way up until the London kill zone. Once we got into the London kill zone, we dropped down, taking out the sell side, right? Retrace back up into the imbalance, right? It looks like a pretty nice look. Let's check that out. Yep, we did. I would say it looked like a pretty nice little OTE right there. Yeah, came up to got a 70.5 on that one there. Nice OTE entry there. Got a 70.5 on that one, right? 70.5 OTE entry there. Nice OTE entry here, right? And right there is your time where you would have been taking advantage of it here, right? Right at this time here. Nice OTE entry there. This move right here, right? Coming at 745. Yes. So that move there is the move that would have got you in, right? On either the 62 or the 70, right there. That's what it got you in there for OTE entry. Right. Nice OTE entry there. So once we hit that, and then price died off, right? Price died off pretty good there. And then we just straight down, straight nice trend day to the downside, right? We got down here at this sell side liquidity there that I have marked out over here from this swing low. I want to say it was a swing low inside of an imbalance or something. I don't know. Let me check. I marked it out. No, it wasn't inside an imbalance. There was an imbalance there, but that's just, I thought it was an imbalance, but it's not. But that's the swing low that I had marked out there as like a draw. And then this swing low right there, that was the ultimate draw I was looking for there. Right. And at the time, I thought it was the same weekly low that we was talking about because I thought that was the weekly low before we got to the low that was the protected low we had been talking about, right? I thought this, but that actually was the weekly low we was talking about right there, right? And as you see, we came down and tapped that like we saw right at the end of the day, right? Tapped it right at the end of the day. So over here at lunch, we came into this low, right? Came to that low during the lunchtime and then came to that low at the end of the day. Right? So pretty good week overall as far as price action. Thursday was the only day that was extremely difficult, right? Thursday was extremely difficult. Every other day, you know, was relatively easy to read. Not gonna say it was easy to trade, because some of those days was high resistance. Right? 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 but it was relatively easy to read. Right. Right. Some of them was difficult to trade. Even here, where it was obvious where it was going, a lot of overlapping candles. Right over here, a lot of overlapping candles, deep retracements. Right. But Wednesday and today, right, low resistance liquidity runs. That's all I got, man. Let me see what's going on in here. Fibs were off a little. Glad you went over this. You're welcome. That new day opening gap at 18,300 might be a sweet spot. Okay. What's up, Felicia? We do have one more trading day in the month of March. Yes, we do. One more trading day. Oh, it's some up here. Right? Like got some dissertations up here. Got a whole dissertation over here. What's going on? Right, like how February to March we came down. Then okay, yeah. He was saying that someone lead to recession, but nobody else volunteered afterwards. I was just confirming. Oh, okay. Oh, you was answering her. All right. FC model if she still trades. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was Felicia. That was OTE, right? All right, that's all I got, man. Anybody got anything for me? We've been on here for over an hour. I said I was gonna try to stop running my mouth as much and keeping y'all forever. Anybody got anything for me? Nope. All right. I see nothing in the chat. I see nothing. Nobody pulling up saying anything. So we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Set this stuff back like I want it so I don't forget. This is going to be on the weekly. On week on. Right. Monthly only. Monthly only. Okay. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Hey Tim, got here late. Have a good. What's up, 80? I ain't seen 80 in the month of Sundays. Where you been hiding at, 80? What's going on? Speaking of month of Sundays, I ain't seen G Ferg in a month of Sundays. I ain't seen G Ferg since the boot camp. G Ferg abandoned us. I ain't seen G Ferg since the boot camp. Work has me locked up. Locked up and won't let me out. Okay, then. Hey, man. Work be getting the best of the best of us. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, man. Gang. Monday morning. Got tape reading Monday morning at 9. All right. So not gang. Diamond members. I'm sorry. No, diamond and mentees. So diamond and mentees. Diamond members and mentees. We got tape reading on Monday because we still got people that's in the mentee tier on YouTube. Right. So diamond and mentees, we got tape reading on Monday at 9. Right. So diamond and mentees, tape reading Monday at 9. Tuesday, the WAP link will be dropping in the Discord. I'll put it in the announcement section. Right, Tuesday, the WAP link will be dropping in Discord for Conquer the Asian session. Right, I'll put it inside the Discord. That right there, Conquer the Asian session. That's what the link will be available for inside the Discord in the announcement section. Right, y'all come through. Y'all said y'all wanted it. I'm taking my time to put it together. Y'all pull up on that link when I drop it. Pull up on that link when I drop it. That's it, man. Till the next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that they call price action. I closed out my picture. I gotta open my picture back up. Till the next time I get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that they call price action. It's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Aranya Grande. Man, y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone.